Mr. Chairman, and again, welcome to each of you. I want to come to Mr. Lee. Let's talk about your clerkship with Justice Thomas. And for the committee, I want you to outline how that influences the work you would do on the bench.
Thank you very much, Senator. So clerking for Justice Thomas was an incredible honor. I have to say at the outset that he, plucked me as an unpolished lawyer out of a law school, which he does regularly. He goes and casts a wide net for people he thinks to be talented clerks. One aspect on the bench is hiring. I always felt very good about that. That is something I would, in my own small way, like to emulate. To the substance of the law, I have met and been around very many good judges. I have never seen somebody so thoroughly committed to applying the law by his best lights as it was originally understood, without fear or favor. The biggest lesson I took from the clerkship was that is the job of a judge, and you should not take on the robe unless you're willing to do that. And so if I had to sum up one thing, it is that. Then on a personal level, incredibly decent, kind human being. My family had a bit of a family tragedy kind of happen, and the idea that a boss in that position would be so incredibly supportive and knows the family members of, it seems like, every employee in the courtroom, which is that sort of decency is something that I can only hope to emulate.
We have the Memphis Safe Task Force going on right now, which has been very successful. They're in West Tennessee, cutting the crime rate in half over the last 3 months. And so the court is going to have a heavy docket. You're going to have a large criminal docket that you're going to have to manage. So I want you to speak a little bit about how you're going to move into the court and how you would manage that heavy docket that you know is going to be there.
Certainly. So I think the biggest tip when I talk to people who have been judges is to have systems in place to make sure that the docket is moving along speedily, and that if you don't have those, you will wind up at sea. So I come in with eyes open about the need to have those sorts of docket management techniques, abiding by timelines. There is, frankly, no substitute for sweat equity beyond that. You could have your systems, but you just have to be able to put in the long hours and manage a large caseload. That is something I did as a coordinating counsel sort of role in private practice. It is something I have done at the Department of Justice. I feel that those skills, writ broadly, will translate very well with solid systems to making sure that justice is not delayed, because we all know that justice delayed is justice denied.
Well, the task force has been very successful. They've topped 4,200 arrests and recovered 123 missing children. So moving this docket forward is important. I was down in Memphis on Friday, and this is one of the topics of conversation, is getting you seated and having you move forward in an effective and efficient way, working with the other judges that are on that bench. Talk a little bit about your work over at the Department of Justice and how that informs what you will do on the bench.
Certainly. So as a Deputy Associate Attorney General, I assist the Associate Attorney General and the Deputy Attorney General and then the AG, primarily with the litigating units that are civil. And so through my time there, I have had sort of port of contact responsibility for the Civil Division, the Tax Division, Environmental and Natural Resources, and the Civil Rights Division at different points. I think the biggest way that translates beyond the even broadening my already sort of general exposure to the law in a lot of areas is, frankly, the docket management and efficiency-focused nature of the job, because the Department of Justice just has so much going on and is so busy doing the nation's legal work that you have to have those sort of systems in place. So I think it's a good starting place to transitioning to a heavy caseload.
Good. Thank you very much, Ms. Benton. I am delighted to know that you spent your law school at Vanderbilt. We like seeing that, and we wish you well. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator